Hello students, in this lecture we are going to go through chapter 6, that is miscellaneous exercise 6a. So half the chapter is over. We have learnt about the line part. Now let us finish the miscellaneous exercise as well. We have already done the initial sums of the exercise. We continue now. So these are sums which we are going to do, which are similar to the concepts which we learnt with respect to exercise 6.2. So the 15th sum here, find the coordinates of the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the point 0, 2, 3 to the line x plus 3 upon 5 is equal to y minus 1 upon 2 is equal to z plus 4 upon 3. So in this case, let the given point be P. Suppose, see, this is a point, given point, say P, say 0, 2, 3. And suppose this is the given line which has the given equation. So as we have learned earlier, from this point a perpendicular is drawn and we are going to find the foot of the perpendicular, the coordinates of the foot of the perpendicular. Suppose M is the foot of the perpendicular. We have to find the coordinates of M in this case. We have done such similar sum earlier. Just to remind you all, I am doing this sum for you. So we have P is equal to 0, 2, 3. M is a point on, M is the foot of the perpendicular. Drawn from P to the line whose equation is x plus 3 upon 5 is equal to y minus 1 upon 2 is equal to z plus 4 upon 3. Let us write this as lambda. Say it is lambda. Now, therefore, any point on the line, the coordinates of M, that is the coordinates of any point on the line, are, now here what do we do? Yes, what we do is we take x plus 3 upon 5 is equal to lambda and solve it this way. That is, we get x is equal to, the x coordinate becomes 5 lambda minus 3. The y coordinate becomes, now y is equal to, now same here, 2 is taken that side, so 2 lambda plus 1 and z becomes 3 lambda minus 4. So these are the coordinates of any point on the line. So therefore the coordinates of M, therefore M is given by, let me write it this way, therefore M is equal to, M is given by these coordinates, that is 5 lambda minus 3, 2 lambda plus 1 and 3 lambda minus 4. So these are the coordinates of M. Now further what we do? Yes, we find the direction ratios of PM. So direction ratios of PM is equal to, now P has the coordinates over here, it is 0, 2, 3. Okay, so as you can see over here, the coordinates of P are 0, 2, 3. The coordinates of M are 5 lambda minus 3 and all these three coordinates which are given here. And so the direction ratios of PM become M minus P. Coordinates of M minus the coordinates of P, as you know very well. So we are going to get over here 5 lambda minus 3 minus 0. And similarly the second one, 2 lambda plus 1 minus 2. And the third one becomes 3 lambda minus 4 and minus 3. So these are the direction ratios of PM. We modify this now, simplify this. So we get 5 lambda minus 3, 2 lambda minus 1 and 3 lambda minus 7. So these are the direction ratios of PM. Also, what are the direction ratios of the given line? So direction ratios of the given line are given as, now look at the equation of the line over here. The denominators are the direction ratios. You have learned this many times. So the direction ratios of the given line are 5, 2, 3. since PM is the perpendicular which is drawn from P to the line. So we write PM is perpendicular to the given line. So by taking the property of perpendicularity of two lines which is there, if two lines are perpendicular, we learned that their direction ratios, when we multiply them, we get 0 actually. Multiply and add the corresponding values. So here we get 5 lambda minus 3 into 5 plus 2 lambda minus 1 into 2 plus 3 lambda minus 7 into 3, and this comes out as 0. So solving it further, we get 25 lambda minus 15 plus 4 lambda minus 2 plus 9 lambda minus 21 is equal to 0. And therefore, we get, upon solving this, 25 plus 4, 29. 29 plus 9 gives us 38. So 38 lambda. Then minus 15 minus 2 is minus 17. And minus 17 minus 21 gives us minus 38, which is 0. And therefore, we get lambda is equal to 1. Now that we got the value of lambda as 1, we put lambda as 1 in the coordinates of M. So thus we get the value for M, which is what we are supposed to find out over here. They are told us find the coordinates of the foot of the perpendicular. So the coordinates of M, we put lambda here in this particular set of coordinates. And therefore, M comes out to be, in this case, 5 into 1 minus 3. Then 2 into 1, 2 lambda plus 1 it is. So 2 into 1 plus 1. And 3 into 1 minus 1. Okay, minus 4 in this case. Which comes out to be 5 minus 3, that is 2. Then 3 and minus 1. So these are the coordinates of M, and this is our required answer, that is it. The 16th question, by computing the shortest distance, determine whether the following lines intersect each other. Again, we have done a similar sum in the previous exercise. So I'm just reminding you all how to do these sums. So the first sum in that, the two lines are given whose vector equations are here. We will use this and find the shortest distance between them. If the shortest distance is 0, then the lines intersect, otherwise they do not. So in this case, the formula for the shortest distance between the lines, let me write it as D instead. D is equal to the formula is given as A2 bar minus A1 bar dot B1 cross B2 upon mod B1, both are vectors here, cross B2. By looking at the equation itself, we understand that this is A1. This is the point through which the line passes. Okay, this is one of the points on this particular line, that is there, the first line. This is B1. This is A2, obviously. And this value is B2. So we apply this here. We use these values here and find all the values that we require actually. So distance is given in mod sign. Always it is positive, that is why. So here we get A2 minus A1 first. So A2 minus A1, the second value minus the first value. So 2i plus 2j minus 3k minus I minus j plus k, which gives us 2i minus I, that is I, 2j minus j, that is plus j, and minus 3k plus k, that is minus 2k. So this is the first value. Similarly, we also find what is B1 cross B2. Yes, by finding determinants, correct. So let us find the determinant of B1 and B2 here. So by writing ijk, and then in the second row, 2 minus 1 and 1. And in the third row, 1, 1 minus 2. And thus we get I. Let me write the value first. So 2 minus 1. I minus -4 minus 1 j and plus 2 plus 1 k, which comes out as I plus 5j plus 3k. So this gives us a second value, b1 cross b2. Now we also require mod b1 cross b2, which is simply root of 1 square from here, 1 square plus 5 square plus 3 square, which is root of 1 plus 25 plus 9, which is 26 plus 9, that is root of 35. Then putting this value over here, d is equal to the mod of, now a1, a2 minus a1. Okay, we also require the dot product of a2 minus a1. Let us put it in the mod side, no problem. So here I plus j minus 2k dot I plus, that is b1 cross b2, that is I plus 5j plus 3k upon root of 35, which gives us over here 1 into 1 plus 1 into 5, finding the dot product from here, plus minus 2 into 3. As you can see over here, 1 plus 5 6 and 6 minus 6 becomes 0. So 6 minus 6 upon root 35. So thus we get the answer as 0, and therefore our conclusion is the given lines, the lines intersect each other. Since we are getting the answer of the distance between two lines as 0, the lines intersect each other. So in this way you complete the this particular sum that is there. Now one more sum is given over there. The second sum, let me show you all the second sum over here, where as you can see they have given us the Cartesian equations of the lines. So Cartesian equations of the lines, now the second equation, this equation over here, of course we have the direction ratios of 4, 5, 5. Now what about the second equation? This equation can be modified like this. So this becomes x minus 6 upon 1 is equal to y minus 8 upon 1 is equal to z plus 2 upon 1. So these two lines are given. So here we use this particular formula, that is mod of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, a1, b1, c1 and a2, b2, c2. We find this determinant. If this comes out as 0, means the lines intersect. If it doesn't come out 0, of course the lines do not intersect. Now the question is, what is x1, y1, z1 over here? Yes, these points are x1, y1, z1 are 5, 7 and minus 3. Okay. Similarly, x2, y2, z2 becomes 6, 8 and minus 2. So accordingly, we'll substitute over here. You are going to substitute over here. A1, B1, C1 are these denominators. Similarly, A2, B2, C2 become 1, 1, 1. So this you are going to do it as an assignment by substituting all the given values. Just substitute them over there and try it out as an assignment. Check whether 0 comes out and the lines whether they are intersecting each other or not. Now in the 17th sum, the question is check if the lines intersect each other. Okay, if the lines, two lines are given here, if they intersect each other, then find the value of m. One unknown is there called m, find the value of m. So in this sum, we have first of all x1, y1, z1, which is given by from this points which are from these coordinates which are given here, we have 1, then this becomes minus 1 and this becomes 1. Similarly, x2, y2, z2 is equal to 2 minus m and 2. So these are these values. Similarly, a1, b1, c1, the direction ratios of the first line 2, 3, 4 and the direction ratios of the second line 1, 2, 1. So we have all these values which are given to us. Now the lines intersect. This is also given to us. So since they intersect each other, we can write that the mod of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, a1, b1, c1, a2, b2 and c2. The mod of this is equal to 0. So this much we can find out. So in this case now, this becomes x1, y1, x2 minus x1. So x2 is 2, 2 minus 1. y2 that is minus m, minus minus 1. And similarly 2 minus 1 again. That is the first row. Second row obviously 2, 3, 4. And the third row is 1, 2, 1. And this becomes 0. So solving it further, we get over here 1 minus m plus 1, or 1 minus m we can write it as, and this becomes 1. Same here, is equal to 0. And now solving it further, therefore we get cross multiply, that is 1 into solving the determinant, 3 minus 8 minus 1 minus m into 2 minus 4 plus 1 into 4 minus 3 is equal to 0. So we get minus 5 minus 1 minus m into minus 2 plus 4 minus 3 is 1, therefore 1, that is 0. Then doing further, we open the brackets here. Minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4, minus, that is minus 2 into minus 1, that is plus 2, and minus into minus plus m into minus 2, that is minus 2m, is equal to 0. And therefore we have m becomes over here minus 1. The 18th sum, find the vector and Cartesian equations of the line passing through the point minus 1, minus 1, 2 and parallel to the line 2x minus 2 is equal to 3y plus 1 is equal to 6z minus 2. Now just think about this. The vector or the Cartesian equations of a line, the simplest equations, require at least one point on the line, and that point is given over here. They also require a vector which is parallel to the line. So that is what we are supposed to find out, and then we can write the equations of the line easily. So the given line is, from the given line, let us see what we can find out. So the given line is 2x minus 2 is equal to 3y plus 1 is equal to 6z minus 2. Now look carefully as to what can be done in this case. So what we do over here is, we take 2 outside the bracket. In the first equation, we take 2 outside the bracket. So we get x minus 1. In this case, in the second equation, we take 3 outside the bracket. So we get y plus 1 upon 3. See carefully, understand how it is done. In the third case, we take 6 outside the bracket, and therefore we get z minus. Now when we divide 2 by 6, we are going to get 1 upon 3. So z minus 1 upon 3 is what we get over here. Now take each of these values, each of these coefficients or the common factors which are there below in the denominators. So we get over here x minus 1 upon 1 upon 2. 2 goes to the denominator, it becomes 1 upon 2. Same thing here, y plus 1 upon 3 upon 1 upon 3 is equal to z minus 1 upon 3 upon again 1 upon 6. So the equation of the line becomes somewhat this way. Now this is the Cartesian equation of the given line. Now from this Cartesian equation, we can find the direction ratios of the given line. Those are these denominators. So therefore the direction ratios of the given line are 1/2, 1/3 and 1/6. Now we can simplify this further. The LCM of 2, 3 and 6 is 6. So multiply each value by 6 in this case. So we get over here, when you multiply 1/2 by 6, you're going to get 3. 1/3, when it is multiplied by 6, you're going to get 2. And 1/6 multiplied by 6, you get 1. So we can also write the direction ratios of the given line as 3, 2, 1. Now, the required line is parallel to the given line. Is parallel to the given line. Therefore, its direction ratios are 3, 2 and 1. Now, the point on the given line, they have also given us the point through which the given line passes, isn't it? From the question, the given line passes through the point -1, -1 and 2. So let us write this fact over here. Not the given line, the required line. The required line passes through -1, -1, 2. So this is the point on the required line. So therefore, here we have A bar. A bar is a point. A bar is a position vector of a point on the line. So A bar is given by these coordinates. Therefore, A bar is equal to -I minus j plus 2k. And similarly, B bar is a vector which is parallel to the line. B bar is given by the direction ratios of the line. The direction ratios here are 3, 2, 1. So B bar becomes 3i plus 2j plus k. Therefore, the vector equation of the line which is given by r is equal to a plus lambda b, and therefore we can write r is equal to a, that is substituting those values here, plus lambda into 3i plus 2j plus k. So this becomes our first answer, the vector equation of the line. Now the Cartesian equation also can be found out, because we know that the direction ratios of the line are 3, 2, 1 and the line one point on the line is -1, -1 and 2. From that we find the Cartesian equation of the line. So Cartesian equations of the line, which are given as x minus x1. So in this case, x minus -1, because -1 is a point on the line, upon the direction ratio, that is 3. From here you can find out. Okay. Then similarly, y minus again -1 upon the direction ratio 2, over here the value 2. Similarly, z minus 2 upon from here 1. Now this can be modified and we can write it as x plus 1. So let me write it in the next line so that it will be more clearer. So therefore we have x plus 1 upon 3 is equal to y plus 1 upon 2 is equal to z minus 2 upon 1. Thus we find the Cartesian and the vector equations of the line as asked in the question. The 19th sum, find the direction cosines of the line r is equal to -2i plus pi upon 2j minus k plus lambda 2i plus 3j. Now compare this equation to r is equal to a plus lambda b. So from here we get the value for b. Therefore the vector b, which is the vector which is parallel to the line, is given as 2i plus 3j. Now from this we can find out the direction ratios of the line. Therefore the direction ratios of the given line are from here the coefficient of I, that is 2, that of j, that is 3, and k becomes 0. So these are the direction ratios of the line. Now we have learned in the earlier chapter, chapter 5, that if the direction ratios are given, we can find the direction cosines of the line by using the formula. Therefore, the direction cosines of the line which is given by the formula, that is L is equal to A upon root of A square plus B square plus C square. M is equal to B upon root of A square plus B square plus C square, and similarly N is equal to, so L M N are the direction cosines of the line. So N is equal to C upon root of A square plus B square plus C square. Now we are considering acute angles, and therefore we are taking the values as positive. You know that it can be positive or negative. So from the direction ratios, we have L is equal to 2 upon root of 2 square plus 3 square plus 0 square. M is equal to 3 upon the same thing. N is equal to 0 upon these values, the same values which is there. So therefore we get over here, therefore L becomes 2 upon root of 4 plus 9. M is equal to 3 upon root of again the same thing, and N is equal to 0. And therefore we get 2 upon root 13, 3 upon root 13, and 0 as the direction cosines of the required line that is there. The 21st sum, write the vector equation of the line whose Cartesian equations are y is equal to 2 and 4x minus 3z plus 5 is equal to 0. Now we are not very familiar with this form of Cartesian equation of the line, isn't it? So let us try and modify this. So in this case, suppose we write over here, from 4x minus 3z plus 5 is equal to 0, we get 4x is equal to 3z minus 5. Then we can also modify this by writing 4x is equal to 3z, 3 taken common, we get 3 into z minus 5 upon 3. And therefore we take 4 in the denominator. So therefore we get x upon 1 upon 4 is equal to z minus 5 upon 3 upon 1 upon 3. So therefore the Cartesian equations of the line become this way. The Cartesian equations of the line are now x upon 1 upon 4 is equal to z minus 5 by 3 upon 1 upon 3, and also y is equal to 2 separately that they have given us, y is equal to 2. And therefore from our theory we know that the line passes through these points. Therefore the line passes through Now we compare this to x minus x1 upon a is equal to z minus z1 upon c is equal to y minus y1 upon b actually. Okay, so when we compare it, we say that the line passes through these points, that is x minus x1. Here x1 is 0, so it passes through 0. Y is equal to 2, so it passes through y is equal to 2, and z is equal to, that is z minus z1. So z1 becomes 5 by 3. So it passes through these points also. So the coordinates of the line, coordinates of the point through which the line passes are 0, 2 and 5 upon 3. Okay, therefore here from this we get a bar, the position vector of a point on the line, as 2j plus 5 upon 3k. For writing the vector equation of the line, remember you require a bar and b bar also. Now the direction ratios of the line, from this, from the denominators, we have 1 upon 4. Y is equal to 2. We write it as 0 as the direction ratio. So remember that. And 1 upon 3, which can be written as, that is, we can bring cross multiply over here with 4 and 3. So we get 3, 0 and 4. These are the direction ratios of the line. So therefore from this we get B bar is equal to 3I plus 4K. Now we can write the vector equation of the line. Therefore the vector equation of the line is R is equal to A plus lambda B. Therefore we get R is equal to A, instead of A we write 2J plus 5 upon 3K plus lambda into B. B becomes over here 3I plus 4K. So thus we get the answer to this particular question. Now the 22nd one, that is the last sum of miscellaneous exercise 6A. Find the coordinates of the points on the line x minus 1 upon 1 is equal to y minus 2 upon minus 2 is equal to z minus 3 upon 2, which are at a distance of 3 units from the base point A, 1, 2, 3. So just try to understand this question here. In this case, they have, see, we have a line like this whose equation is a given equation. A is a point on the line. Say A is here, having the coordinates 1, 2, 3. Now the required point on the line may be either on either side of A. So the required point, the coordinates of the point on the line which we are supposed to find, there can be a point over here which is at a distance of 3 units from A, or the point can be here which is also at a distance of 3 units from A. On either side of A, there can be actually 2 points. Say M and M dash are both the points. Okay. So we are supposed to find the coordinates of these points which are there. So let us see how to do this. Now the Cartesian equation of the line. The equation of the given line is x minus 1 upon 1 is equal to y minus 2 upon minus 2 is equal to z minus 3 upon 2. This is the equation of the line, and we also write this as lambda is equal to lambda. Then from this now, any point, therefore the coordinates of any point on the line, therefore any point on the line is given by x is equal to, now as usual we cross multiply, x is equal to lambda plus 1, y is equal to minus 2 lambda plus 2, and z is equal to 2 lambda plus 3, in this way. Now M lies on the line. Suppose the point M is at a distance of 3 units from the line. M can be here or here, as I told you. Okay. So the coordinates of M which is lying on the line are also these only. Therefore M has the coordinates lambda plus 1, minus 2 lambda plus 2, and 2 lambda plus 3. This way. Now distance between A and M is 3 units. So length AM is equal to 3 as they have given us from the question, and therefore using distance formula we have the root of using distance formula, actually we have the root of lambda plus 1 minus 1, okay, plus the whole square plus the next point, that is minus 2 lambda plus 2 minus 2 the whole square. Remember the point on the line, A is a point on the line which is having the coordinates 1, 2 and 3, and therefore, okay, then plus the third value, that is 2 lambda plus 3 minus 3. which is equal to 3. Okay, so from this we are going to get root of, now plus 1 minus 1, these values are going away. Over here also square is there. So we get lambda square plus 2 lambda square becomes 4 lambda square. So 4 lambda square plus 2 lambda square, again we get 4 lambda square is equal to 3. And therefore we get 9 lambda square, root of 9 lambda square is equal to 3. And therefore squaring both the sides. Okay, therefore we get 9 lambda square. So the root goes away upon squaring. So 9 lambda square is equal to 9. And therefore lambda square is equal to 1. Now taking square root on both the sides, we get therefore lambda is equal to plus or minus 1. Now m is given by, see, now we can put lambda in the value of m. M is given by the coordinates lambda plus 1 minus 2 lambda plus 2 and 2 lambda plus 3. These are the coordinates of m actually. So when lambda is equal to 1, m becomes now 1 plus 1 minus 2 into 1 plus 2 and 2 into 1 plus 3. So this becomes 2 minus 2 plus 2, which becomes 0, and this becomes 5. So these are one set of coordinates for m. Now the other set we'll get when we put lambda as minus 1. So when lambda is equal to minus 1, m becomes minus 1 plus 1. Similarly, minus 2 into minus 1 plus 2. See, from here I'm getting those values. And similarly 2 into minus 1 plus 3. This way. And this becomes minus 1 plus 1, which becomes 0. 2 plus 2, which becomes 4. And minus 2 plus 3, which becomes 1. So 0, 4, 1. So m is equal to 0, 4, 1. So thus we get two sets of coordinates for m. So with this we finish the entire miscellaneous exercise 6a. Next we'll go to the concept of planes, but in the next lecture actually. Thank you so much for listening, students.